This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Clarendon man killed, brother injured in gun attack. A man was shot dead while his brother was injured in a gun attack at Belmont District in Moko, Clarendon on Saturday night. According to the police, the deceased has been identified as David Dyer, a 29-year-old welder of the community. Reports are that the victims were at a drink-out event hosted by Dyer when they were pounced upon by two men armed with handguns. The men opened fire, hitting Dyer to the head and upper body, while his brother received gunshot wounds to both the legs and the right hand. They were both taken to hospital, where Dyer was pronounced dead and his brother admitted in stable condition. It has been theorized that the deceased may have been the intended target, as he is an accused violence producer within and outside of the parish of Clarendon. At the time of his death, he was before the Mapen court for 3 counts of shooting with intent, for which he was out on bail. He was also facing charges in the Manchester Police Division for illegal possession of a firearm and was a known player in motor vehicle stealing rings across the island. Investigations are ongoing as the police remain on high alert for possible reprisals. Lone gunman robs a bar in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth. Thieves continue to plague bar and shop operators in St. Elizabeth. The latest incident occurred last evening at a bar on Longwood Main Road in Santa Cruz. Preliminary reports indicate that a female bartender and a patron were surprised by a man armed with a gun. He was clad in a black long-sleeve shirt, gray shorts, and brown Timberland shoes, and sporting a black and white balaclava on his face. Investigators say the gunman demanded the patrons to lie on the floor. He then searched the bar and made off with about $40,000 in cash from the bar, as well as a phone from the patron. The gunman later fled on foot. Almost $10 million in fake cash seized in St. Andrew. Investigators in the St. Andrew South Police Division are probing the seizure of millions of dollars in counterfeit money on Saturday night. A male government employee has been taken into custody in relation to the discovery. A motor vehicle in which the fake cash was discovered has also been seized by the police. The news understands that the seizure was made in the Duhaney Park area of St. Andrew. Sources close to the investigation told the news that the fake cash consisting of U.S. and local currencies is close to $10 million at a preliminary estimate. A senior officer within the division confirmed the reports of the seizure and said more information will be made available soon. Southern Regional Health Authority Chairman warns against the complacency over monkeypox virus. Members of the public are being urged to remain vigilant despite the seemingly low number of confirmed cases of the monkeypox virus. There are currently 14 confirmed cases of the monkeypox virus in Jamaica. The last was on September 26 in the corporate area. Since then, there has been no further reported cases. Chairman of the Southern Regional Health Authority, Wayne Chen, says currently the number of confirmed cases is relatively low, as well as the number of people in quarantine. Mr. Chen cautions, however, that the low number of confirmed cases of monkeypox is not a signal for members of the public to let down their guard. He added that he is satisfied with the work being done by the frontline workers who have been vigilant in detecting and treating the virus. Meanwhile, Mr. Chen has again highlighted issues surrounding the vaccine to treat monkeypox locally. The Southern Regional Health Authority chairman says that the world continues to struggle with the vaccine shortage, and Jamaica is also impacted. Data from the Ministry of Health and Wellness show that 13 of the patients confirmed with monkeypox in Jamaica are men. Only 2 cases are imported.
Well, that is outside of Jamaica's control. These are big global issues in terms of new medical technology to deal with it, and also you would have noticed that there is a shortage globally of the vaccine, so the limited doses we would have in Jamaica would go towards the groups deemed to be the highest. And as usual, thank you for the opportunity, and I urge the members of the public to keep themselves informed, to act responsibly, and remember, it's not just about you as an individual, it's about everyone who comes into contact with you.
Jamaicans receive long-awaited surgeries under CodeCare project. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton has indicated that the signing of Memorandum of Understanding with private health facilities in Western Jamaica under Project CodeCare have resulted in 5 prostate surgeries being successfully completed. The patients are now recovering at the Montego Bay Hospital in St. James. In addition, approximately 200 surgeries, including hernia and hysterectomy, are to be completed in the first instance, in keeping with the public-private partnership component of Project CodeCare, as announced by Dr. Tufton during his sectorial presentation in Parliament earlier this year. Visiting the facility where the first set of surgeries were being completed, Dr. Tufton noted that he is pleased that the Project CodeCare has already been in effect. I am pleased to see that we have begun to act on our recently signed MOU with our private partners. I am relieved that many Jamaicans will benefit from this program, including persons who have been waiting as long as 6 years for surgery. These patients can now recover and return to some semblance of normal life, he said. Since March 2020, many hospitals have had to suspend the normal processing of elective surgeries, which has resulted in the extension of the length of time that persons wait for these operations, sometimes up to 2 years. One can only imagine the pain and the suffering that those Jamaicans have to bear waiting for a procedure, but due to the COVID-19 priorities, cannot get this procedure done, Tufton added. Project CodeCare has a mission geared at reducing the surgical backlog by 2,000 over a 12-month period and reducing wait times for elective surgeries to less than 180 days. This mission will be achieved through public-private partnerships, procurement of surgical equipment, nursing missions, project management and rehabilitation of operating theaters at some public hospitals. NRSC calls for stricter measures for failure to pay traffic tickets. A call is being made for stricter punishment for people not paying for traffic tickets or appearing in court. This call has come from the Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucien W. Jones. Dr. Jones says that while the police are doing their job by issuing tickets to offenders, more needs to be done regarding those who are not complying. He says that the system needs a complete overhaul. Dr. Jones says that with the continued improvement of the electronic ticketing system and the stricter enforcement, significant change can occur. Dr. Jones is also suggesting that when drivers who have an excessive number of tickets are brought before the court for one of those offenses, there should be a system in place to have their driving privilege suspended. He says under the current structure, too many repeat offenders are able to slip through the cracks.
So we need to find a way, whether automated or not, to ensure that when one person has that many tickets outstanding, those that would attract demerit points are red flagged or highlighted in some way, so that when the judge is finished, that person, in addition to paying a fine, will also have his or her license suspended, or whatever penalty is deemed fit by the law, so that these people don't go back out and commit the same offense all over again.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.